Hi guys. Life is strange. Sometimes life will throw you a curveball and events occur in our lives in which we don't have the answers to, or we're not going to be provided the answers to, even if we are looking for them. Hi, my name is Derek McKean, and this is Derek's Epic Kingdom. Yes, I'm not talking about the deep philosophical questions like, why are we here? What are we doing on this planet? Is there extraterrestrial life out there? No, I'm not talking about that, guys. I'm talking about the topics that are more closer to home. Stuff that come from your inner soul. Stuff that makes you who you are, provides you with an identity. The stuff that makes you special. Yes. I'm talking about issues such as bullying and maybe even suicide, or just dealing with hard issues that are hard for young people to deal with. These events occur inside our lives, and very rarely does the media bother to cover such topics. I mean, yes, film and TV are really good at covering these topics, you know. However, when it comes to video games, they very, very rarely tread this far. Usually video games, especially American video games, I will say, I mean, even if it does deal with some topic about suicide, it's really not close to home at all. It's really not real. It's more, I won't even say ethereal. We know it's fake. It's an adventure, you know. Yeah, you're a king and you commit suicide to save the world. Okay, that's a video game. Or maybe you're part of an army and you commit suicide to, or not even commit suicide. Maybe you're part of an army and you die, and that's about it. So, you know, it's something that's very shallow in video games. But what I'm saying is I'm not saying that video games cannot be deep. I'm not saying that, okay? There's some really deep video games out there. But when they do come around, it's very, very rare that they do. And when they do, it's a time to celebrate. Because very rarely do you ever see a video game that covers with young people dealing with, wanting to commit suicide, or dealing with bullying. Yes, I mean, there's been a campaign on the internet and lots of movies about bullying. But these hard topics being dealt with in a video game, it's very rare. It's also very special too. You know, like I was saying about depression, that's something that even older adults, young adults, whatever, they deal with these topics daily. And it's very rare for a video game to actually bring up these harder topics that young people actually need to see and need to deal with. They need to be open up with these topics, actually. Even if you were to talk with another YouTuber about stuff about depression or about homicide, or, well, not homicide, sorry, but if you know, what I'm saying is, definitely in the comment area, people don't want to be deep, and they're scared of being deep. And I think that's because, you know, people are scared of either being hurt or bullying or being harassed. So sometimes we need other means of actually addressing these topics. And one of the mediums or one of the genres that very rarely get to this area is video games. So, yes, this video is actually about unboxing the video game Life is Strange. And it's published by Square Enix. And it's actually developed by Don't Nod. So I'll show you the, or I think I'll show you, where did I put that? Here it is. Life is Strange. See? This girl here is known as Max Caulfield. She could be you. Obviously, if you're a guy, she may not be you, but you're able to identify with her. And it's different in the way that as Max Caulfield, you'll be actually making choices inside the game to provide Max with a better outcome. I'm going to give you one example, so forgive the spoilers, but the game's been out for quite a while, and people have done lots of unboxing video games already, unboxing this video game already. But there's a situation in which Max is hanging out in her college courtyard, and she sees her, I won't say enemies, but I'll say some girls she really doesn't. There's some girls she doesn't like, or she doesn't like, and she sees an opportunity where they can be humiliated, where there's a paint of where a bucket of paint can fall on them, and then just totally humiliate them. Now, obviously, if you actually do let that happen, there's going to be some negative outcomes. But you can actually rewind time so that doesn't happen. And actually, if you do that, surprisingly, that character is actually going to open up to Max and start to think about her own actions, how maybe being the cool girl or something is not always the best thing to be. And that's all just because you made the choice not to let the bucket of paint fall on her, on this other person that Max doesn't like, her groups of friends, her groupies, whatever you want to call them. So that's just one example. And the game's structured like that, and there's a big deep plot. I really haven't played it. More than anything, I've just watched it on another person's channel. But the reason why I bought the game is because it is touching. It is moving. And before I unbox it, I'm going to be reading you an article by Tatjana Vejnoic, actually. She wrote a article on the Koalition about how her playing the game Life is Strange has inspired her to think about her own actions. I'm going to summarize the very first part, but then I'm going to read the other part of the article directly. Tatjana gave me direct permission through Twitter to actually read her article, so thank you, Tatjana. I hope I said your name correctly. So again, the article is called How Life is Strange Helped Me Cope with Loss. The therapeutic benefits of video games aren't often spoken of. How they can help us through the rough patches in our lives is incredible. And again, it's by Tatjana Vejnoic, and you can actually get it, read it on the website of the Koalition here. Okay, so basically, so this is real. I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about the person that wrote the article, Tatjana. Basically, she had an argument with um, one of her relatives that she really liked, her grandfather. There was an event where they had an argument, and she wished that she could rewind time, just like the game Life is Strange. And she even says, that basically that in reality you're given choices and you can't really do that. And it helped her to think. So basically, in the beginning of the article, she receives a call from her grandma. I mean, sorry, not her grandma. Excuse me. She receives a call from her mom, and basically saying that they gotta talk. And she thinks that it's going to be about her, about another relative who was already getting close and to death or really sick. So when she actually got the call, but that it was not her, not the relative whom she thought it was going to be, she was hurt actually, because it's her grandfather. She was really, really, it really hurt her, especially when she did not have a great last moment with her grandfather. So, but this game basically helped her to think about some of her actions. So let's go ahead and read the article right now. I'm just gonna pick a part of the article here. Okay. So she receives the call, okay? And so this is after Tatjana has received the call. Forgive me for keep on looking down, but it's really hard for me to do this at the same time. So Life is Strange taught me a couple of good lessons about life. The first lesson was that we, as normal humans on this earth, do not get a second chance in terms of our words and actions. Every little thing, whether holding a door open for an elderly person, standing up for a waitress at a restaurant, or keeping up with your car's maintenance, matters. Every word, every action. And to tell you the truth, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think there's been situations inside our lives, especially as teenagers, we can, say things that hurt other people, especially our family. And she's absolutely right that we really got to think how we about our wordings, how we word things to others. And so props to you. So the other important lesson I learned from the game is all actions, whether good or bad, do carry consequences. Spending a week and a half with my mother, legalities in my insane family, I experienced a lot of insight on how my actions and words could help me for the better or knock me to rock bottom. As I mentioned in my previous editorial about the cultural accuracy, and that article is located at thekoalition.com /2015 /life is hella strange norcals culture shines in life is strange. Okay, I'm going to read that sentence again because it's hard. It's, when I read the full URL, it kind of loses its impact. So I'm going to read that sentence without the URL now. As I mentioned in my previous editorial about the cultural accuracy of Life is Strange, which you can find on the Koalition website, actually, my mother and I have a very rocky relationship. This was put beyond the test in this very difficult time for both of us. The loss of a family member is not easy. Not just emotionally, but the laundry list of tasks you have to take on if the assets are left to you are nearly infinite. It has been a month since his death, and I'm still knee-deep in paperwork, tasks, attorneys, and bank statements. The way Life is Strange shows the player the importance of time and doing certain things helped me plan my days and prioritize certain things with the consequences of doing one thing before the other in mind. And here's the picture of her grandpa. Continuing on. Oh, and under it says January 2nd, 2015. That's when it's a moment inside her life. It says, when I surprised my grandpa at work with a big bag of treats and cake for his 70th birthday. I'm so glad I decided to do this. That's, I guess she's reflecting back to a part inside her life when her grandpa was alive, actually. But continuing on, the article reads, video games have helped a lot of us get through tough times in our lives. Oh, and here's another, I think this is actually another Square Enix game. It says, Uncharted 2 came out when my grandmother first became bedridden and diagnosed with Huntington's disease. Playing Uncharted 2 helped me escape from the realities of life temporarily and adventures through the gorgeous scenery and the secrets of Tibet. I got my first Xbox 360 in college when I was dealing with anxiety, depression, and severe weight gain. My friend Aaron loaned me this copy of Mass Effect 1 and 2, which became my therapy. I would reward myself with Mass Effect after a good workout. And once my weight was really under control, it helped replace my medications and mental breakdowns. Wow. Tekken was always and will always be my outlet for anger. Not everyone can relate or will understand the therapeutic value of gaming. And that's okay. You may be reading this asking yourself, why is this woman I've never met opening up about the deep personal subject? I'm doing it to hopefully shine the awareness on this and to let you know it is safe to open up about it too. My team here at the Koalition and so many of you on Twitter have been incredibly supportive of this rough time in my life. Rough time in my life. I have no words to describe how much this means to me and how much of a help everyone has been. I would be a lot worse off without all of you, so thank you. I want to give you, she says, I want to give a shout out to Susan Arendt, or Arendt, Marcus Beer, Diana Laura, Cynthia. Have video games helped you? Have video games helped you a tough patch in your life? If you're okay with telling your story, please share in the comments. I would love to hear your story, and I'm sure all of you want assurance that You are not alone. Those aren't my words; those are her words. But you can also share yours in my comment area. But actually, that's what she says in her article. So wow, actually, guys. So, what's your opinion? What's your opinion? Do you think video games can actually inspire people? Like it inspired Tatjana? And many times a lot of people have a negative mindset about video games, how, they just ruin your life. But it's every once in a while, it's really good to hear an article that inspires people to play video games, to actually have the video games impact them in such an awe-inspiring way. And that's why they're awesome. So without further ado, let's go. Let's go ahead and open up Life is Strange. Again, it's already open. But, again, on the internet, it's really hard to be open up with these kinds of subjects. But, there are some very few brave people on the internet who do open up on the internet, and I think they need to be lifted up, because it's really hard to deal with these subjects, to talk about something so deep to them, especially how Tatjana talked about the loss of her grandfather, who's no longer with her. That alone is worth a million words. Over $1 million. It's priceless to her. And it's great that a video game can inspire someone like her to think about her own actions. Like I said, sometimes, even in my life, I've said something wrong to my mom. I'm still glad I have my parents. Both of them are still alive. But it's just, it's amazing that video games can actually cause us to think about our own relationships that we have locally here, and just to have an impact on us. So I definitely recommend that you go pick up Life is Strange. So let's go ahead and look at this. Again, I'm sorry if this is backwards. Say Life is Strange. There's the back. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up here. Again, this is a PC version, and actually on the PC version, I think it's still available on the Square Enix website. I believe so, but I'm happy to have a PC version, because PC versions are starting to die off. Again, maybe PC versions will start to become more popular in the future, but that's another topic for another time. So here's the video game here. And again, I think I read somewhere that, when someone played Life is Strange, it was like watching more like of a TV show than playing a video game. And that's how intimate this video game can be when you play it. So again, so it's nothing special here in the case. So if you get the PC version, it's gonna come with this. It's gonna come with a. Can't show you the code, but it's gonna come with a a Steam code there. And let's show you the artwork here on the disc. Here's the artwork. Yay, lovely artwork. Yay. Cool. Let's kind of zoom in on it. Very impressive. And if you also want to know another thing that's cool about this, the artwork of the disc, it's very, I don't know. Yes, it is something that a college kid would doodle. And I'm actually going to show you there is a soundtrack part here. So sorry. I'm going to have to get one of my things. I'll be right back. Sorry if my... yeah. Shouldn't move my tripod so much. But anyway, yeah, here we go. Soundtrack here. And again, this soundtrack is not available in stores. It's only available with the limited editions of Life is Strange. And again, Life is Strange, the limited edition is only $39. And then even the standard version is only $29. But if you want the soundtrack, it's going to be $39. So make sure to get your limited editions as soon as possible. Because actually, when I pre-ordered it, the PS4 version actually became unavailable for a little while. Became unavailable and waitlisted, but then they got more copies in. But still, I still highly recommend to get your version as soon as possible, because just like a college class, and especially a college literature class, if you do not get your copy now, you're gonna hate yourself for not getting it. So make sure you get it, okay? And again, you know, let's look at, can you see this, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't this something you might doodle? It looks like a college could actually doodle this soundtrack. That's what's so cool. And let's go ahead and let's look at the artwork again. Now, let's imagine it didn't have this picture of Max on it, okay? It didn't, she's a photographer, yes. But let's say it didn't have the picture of Max. It just had the sides, right? And see, this, you know, if you didn't have a picture of Max here, if you didn't see that photograph here, this little person right here is her. And, you know, that's really not foreshadowing, but it's kind of symbolic toward how she may feel a little desolate. You know, I'm not sure, maybe isolated somehow. Again, I haven't played the game myself, even though I have a copy here, doing an unboxing. But that's how she can feel, probably a little isolated. When it comes to Japanese artwork, actually, that's a thing of beauty. But this is not a Japanese game, okay? It's an American game. But you know, kind of, it has, I don't know, it kind of has, the way this is doodled, it kind of, I don't know. Can it represent a magna if you just, let's just say you took off the picture of, you know, Max. It didn't have this picture of Max Caulfield, but just had this lighthouse here. And this is her off on the left side. You know, I think it could represent some sort of magna in a way. Even though there is no magna, and this is not a Japanese game, it's an American game. I think it's an American game anyway. Actually, let me correct that, actually. Don't Nod is actually French. So, it's not altogether a, you know, American game, actually. Because it has French developers, actually. So, it kind of does, but nonetheless, it kind of does look like Magna, you know. Magna doesn't really have, you know, full detail pictures. Maybe it has outlines, and it has some, you know, light drawing, just like this, right? So this picture kind of be in between. And actually these things that look like coffee spots, I didn't drip coffee, okay? Yeah, I didn't drip coffee on this thing here. That's actually part of the artwork of the box, actually. So that's also impressive too. The attention to detail, even though it's simple, it's complex at the same time. So, again, very nice artwork, and if you can realize, it's actually on binder paper. Actually, I mean, this is cardboard, but the picture of this whole thing is a picture of some doodle on binder paper, actually, college ruled binder paper, and I think that's awesome. So imagine just, again, take the picture of Max Caulfield off, and you probably would have something that represents something like Japanese Magna. I mean, that's something to think about. And in Magna they're kind of isolated and stuff like that. And because that's actually an aspect of Japanese beauty. But we're not talking about Japanese beauty or Magna. That's kind of something from literature class. So I think, that isn't it. There's one more thing, actually. And I hope this comes out okay. But it comes with a little artwork book here. This is the artwork book. Life is Strange here. And let's go ahead and open it up here. It has some pictures, as you can see. Yep, there's the main Life is Strange. Some more artwork here. More artwork. More artwork. And a lot of the game does take place in a college-like town setting. So, there's a little diner there. Nice pictures here. There's Max. By the way, I have a random question. How many of you wear hoodies? Zip hoodies. I think it's totally appropriate for Max to be wearing a hoodie. I think lots of people wear zip hoodies. Yeah. So yeah, my camera cut off for some reason here. Look at this page. Okay. So that's Life is Strange. So, how many of you are gonna go buy Life is Strange? Are you gonna get it for the PC, or will you get it for the PS4? Again, I highly recommend this video game, even though I haven't played it. And the reason why I recommend this video game is because it's inspirational, and I think everyone should play it. I mean, there may be some logical fallacies to that, but who really gives a care about logical fallacies, right? Just go play the game already. So, again, I want to thank you for watching this episode of Derek's Epic Kingdom. I've wanted to do this unboxing for a long time, but again, I'm in college, so I just make a video once a month now. But I'm glad I've finally done this. So glad, guys. I hope you have a great day, and yeah. So just go buy Life is Strange, and have a good time gaming, guys. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.